Smart AJAX Subscribe 4.0 is a brand new version that brings significant changes in the way the plugin looks, and as you can see, plugin now has a full top level menu, and you have all the previously available features here with some new ones. On this front page you can see some basic information about active subscription services, lists and so on, and number of styles. One of the most important changes in this version is a full style builder, and we will see it a bit later. First, to see our settings, they are more or less the same as before, but now on a single page and split into tabs, and you can see pretty much everything you had before. So you have options to choose default subscription services. Right now there are none added here, so only a local database is available. You can select style and fill in some other settings like autofill of registered user data, so that when a user is logged in, automatically his email and name will be put in the list displayed into subscription forms displayed to him, and also use of a cookie to check if a user is already subscribed to a certain list, and if this is enabled, user will not be able to see the same form he already subscribed to, in fact the same list he already subscribed to. And you can get notifications via email for every subscriber as a daily or weekly digest. Plugin also has two anti-spam protections, and both are active by default. You can disable any of them from here. As for the layout of the subscription form, you can set up the order of fields, name or email first, and you can set how the name is displayed. You can hide it or show it as a single field or as a first and last name fields, and both fields can be set as required. You can set form alignment and some other form elements like labels, placeholders, and a new option here is opt-in confirmation. Right now if a user subscribes, that's it, but if you want, you can add additional checkbox that is required, so the user must check it first before the subscription form is submitted. And you can set up every form label and placeholder and everything else message from here. New is opt-in confirmation field and the label for it. So you can change default style, for instance. Next we need to see is how to set up services you want to use. By default you are using database only, local storage, and you have 3 WordPress plugins supported and 12 other or 13 other online services supported. For each one you can set it up. If you try to set up plugins that you don't use, you will get information about it, so you cannot set subscription via My Mail plugin because you don't have it. Let's see how to set up database storage. By default you have one list. This list has an ID and a name. This list cannot be ID cannot be changed, and you can set any name you want, and you cannot delete this list, but you can add more lists. So you can add as many lists as you want. You need to set it with unique ID and name to distinguish it, and this can be removed. Also, you need to select which one will be considered as a default for this type of subscription service. Once you save it, you will have additional lists available. Let's now set up MailChimp. This is the most popular service available, and to use MailChimp you need their account and you need a valid IP key. We are pasting a key here. Once you add a key, you will see the lists you have available. Select which one you want to use as a default and enable the service. Once you do that, this service will be marked as active, and you can select it in plugin settings as a default service, or you will be able to see it for all other code builder or widget to select from. So next thing to see is a code builder. This will help you create shortcode or a function to use in your posts or in the code, and simply select what you want from here, and the shortcode function above will be updated. If you leave everything as a default, it will use general plugin settings to parse shortcode or run this function. So for instance, we want to switch to MailChimp and we want to use this list, and we want to use a different style. Whatever you make a change here, it will appear here for a shortcode or a function, and simply copy this to use in your post, or copy this to use in your template files for a theme like this. Everything can be changed from here very easily. Third way to add the subscription form into your website is to use widgets. Let's first switch to a theme. Okay, we'll use this theme, and on the widgets panel you have Smart AJAX subscribe widget. We'll move it to the top here, and as you can see, it's very easy to set up. You again need to select which service you want to use, or which list from that service, how to display the form, what about subscriber name field, field order, required fields, and everything else, and save it. If you open your website now, you will see this form here. This form right now is displayed using this opt-in checkbox. It can be easily disabled, and we can easily change to some other form. There it goes. As you can see, all changes are applied instantaneously, and since we enabled autofill data, it fills in the currently logged in user email and the name if you choose to display a name. Let's see it. With name, you can set it as required, and you can change the order here. If you don't like showing labels, you can only use placeholders, and you have looking like this. As you can see, very easy to adjust to anything you want. If you don't want any messages shown above and below the form, you can simply disable this. You can send this subscribe text to something else like save, and here you can put subscribe for title. That's it. Very simple to customize. Similar to that, we can use a shortcode. So let's go back to Code Builder, and if you copy this, we'll place it into a post. Okay, this is the simplest way to add subscription form into the post. If we open this post now, we will see the form here. This is the form using all the default settings, as you can see, and if you make changes to default settings, it will apply to all the to this form particularly. So if we make a change here to some other style, let's say this one, this is now default style, and this shortcode here uses that default setting and will switch to the style we have selected as a default. Using Code Builder, you can make any changes you want, and you can generate far more complex shortcodes and fit them to your needs. Okay, now we can see the list of subscribers. We have some demo data imported here, and as you can see, there are a lot of things you can see in this list. If this is too much, you can disable some of the columns if you don't find them useful. So for now, here is the list of everything you can disable. Source column tells you from where the subscription came, shortcut, widget, or something else. Referrer is the page where the subscription form was located, and status is status of the subscription based on the response from the subscription service. So for most purposes, you don't need these two columns, and you can disable referrer columns also, or leave it there. You can filter the list by service, and when you select a service, for instance, we'll switch to MailChimp, filter. Now you can select list to. So you can select by subscription service and available lists. You can select a month, which source was used, and status for every result. So this is very useful to see all the subscriptions that came through your website, and you can see the IP and the geolocation for each IP. You can see a flag and if available country and city name on hover. You can delete individual subscriptions for the list. You can delete multiple subscriptions using bulk actions, and you can export a current view into file. You can include header row, and you can choose if you want to export a name field or not. So very easy to use. So if you don't use any of the services this plugin supports, if you use some other service that we don't support here, you can still use the plugin, store all the subscriptions into database using local database storage only, and then after a while you can export all the subscribers into the file and import that file to your subscriber service easily. Now let's see a brand new feature called Style Builder. Style Builder is a new feature in this plugin version, and it allows you to easily create new color styles for subscription forms. All styles are based on one of the 8 skins that plugin has built in. As you can see, we don't have any styles created right now, but we have default styles. These styles cannot be modified or deleted, and you can create your own styles based on these default ones using duplicate option. To see how each style looks like, you can use preview. And this preview allows you to enable or disable some elements of the form to see how it looks like, or you can use to show the form messages also here for preview purposes. There could be some differences between how the form looks here and how it is displayed on your website. It also depends on the theme and some other things. So this is for preview purposes only. But you can preview any form and decide which one is best for you. So let's start by duplicating this form here. When you do that, a new form is open where you can set everything about your new subscription form style. First, here you have option to select skin. We have started with this skin here, and you can add a name for your form, usually based on color or something that you will easily identify, and you can set up a code. This code is used to form a style name, and it has to be CSS safe, so no empty spaces or special characters except for the hyphen characters here. Or you can use underscore too. Colors are easily selected, and plugin supports use of opacity too, so you can change the opacity of the color you want to create. Let's create some brownish color like this. Set background to something lighter, like so. And switch other colors to this. We can copy this here and label here. Secondary color for this form is used for this field here. We can make it something like this. And there it is, your new form. Messages look okay. We'll give it name, for instance, brown, and save. And that's it. Beside the colors, you can set font size and you can add additional CSS styles, and we'll see that a bit later. Let's now start again with the builder. We have our new style here. You can edit it and delete it, duplicate it again, and preview. And there it goes. But well, let's start with a new style to see everything from the start. By default, you have a clean skin. You can switch to some other skin. If you do this, you will notice that it doesn't look quite right, because we are using these colors here, and each skin has a different set of default colors. So you can always use this option. It will reset the form to use its own default skin colors. So you can go through all skins and see how each one looks like. Let's switch to this one. Again, load defaults. There it goes. And we have another set of so-called bare skins that don't use name, only email. With these skins you cannot show name field, so don't even try. This will show only email field, and you can remove all the distractions from it and show it as a bare email and subscribe button. And finally we have an elegant version where the button is inside this email field. Okay, so now you can select which form you want to use for your style. Let's say this one, and customize it to your liking. We'll make it with red background. We'll also use some dark red for primary color, used for button, and okay, that's something we can work with. You can set font size. This is the default font size for this form, and you can make it smaller. And all other font styles in the form will adjust accordingly. Or you can add custom CSS styles. All styles need to start with this tag that will be displayed later to target this style. And for instance, we can add more of a border radius. Let's put 10 pixels. Once you add something here, you need to click on apply, and there it goes. A bigger radius is applied to this font style. You can also do something like this. We can underline labels. There it goes. All labels have underline. So you can add any CSS you want to target this form element and make further changes to the styling. So for instance, if we set smaller font size, you can adjust maybe only the sizes for labels. So we can do this. So we made labels a bit bigger. You can make them a lot bigger. So it's very easy, but you need to know some basic stuff about CSS, and you can make your own customizations further. Okay, new style is saved. For each style you can use a name and a code based on the skin. So you can have brown code for each of the skins. This way we have something similar here. We have a red code used for each of the skins, and the plugin will generate style names based on both skin and your code, so you will always get unique values. And there it goes. So let's see how our forms will look with default styles. And let's modify the widget. If you open it now, you will see our new styles on top. So let's select this one here, and if you reload, it's here, or we can switch to this second one. And there it goes. Let's remove name, bring back labels, and show this. Let's now see how the process of subscribing works. We'll remove this widget so that we only have a form, one form here, and we'll add a new form using Code Builder to demonstrate how the cookie check works and how you can use same email to subscribe to do different lists. In both cases, we will use local database first with this list, and we'll use our newly created style here. This is the shortcode we will use. This is one code, and we'll use another for new list here in the different style. This is another. Okay, we don't need this. So we'll update. And now we have two forms. Enter your email. We have an example email here. Click subscribe, and you will get a message. If you refresh your page now, you will see that this form shows that you are already subscribed to this newsletter, and you will not see the subscription form. But for this one, you still see it because we have chosen different lists for both of these forms, and single email is connected using a cookie to each individual list. So subscribe here, and that's it. Both are subscribed. But if you want to disable this cookie check, you can disable it by adding additional field into this shortcode. So we'll add it here for this first form only. And if you refresh, this form will become functional again. Also, if you don't want this field, you can disable it by disabling autofill data, and let's add that too. So if you refresh, you will see the empty email field. as you can see, it's very easy to set up. You can add as many forms as you want. You can add them into sidebars, into content, using functions, whatever. It's important only to pay attention to which subscriber service and which list do you use, and all that is visible in the subscribers form. So if we go back to subscribers form, we'll see that we subscribe the same email to 2 different lists, as you can see here. You can also see the source, it's a shortcode, and you can see the referrer, it's the post number 1. If you want only to see lists, subscribers from September, do this, and list is filtered down to smaller set of items. We can also show only from shortcodes, even less, and only for local database. And we have only 14. So it's pretty easy to narrow down the list of subscribers and then export it into a CSV file, so you can import it into some online service or use it for some other purpose. Also, you have options for export and import, and you can export all plugin settings and all styles from Style Builder into a file and then import it back, so you can transfer settings from one website to another and still retain all the settings and all your styles you created.